vehicles to actually do some rotations. As we can see, XCN is dropping towards, again, South Georgia. It's actually stacked up with XCN and NFT.
They're going to stack up, but I think for XCN, they're going to take around the ends of the South George Pole right now.
Yep.
And Bonafide right now, they're also taking around Zarki. They're going to scrap around, taking a few maybe small compounds and making sure they have enough loot. But Branix, they have control shooting range and also going towards Severny. And the circle is very fair right now.
Yeah.
Dead end center right now. So most teams won't have trouble getting to circle. Maybe teams on SMB will have to rotate quite far away. But so far, no member has been knocked down from any team.
Yeah.
So it's a good start for most teams right now.
I think it's going to be a friendly early game because Bigatron can actually rotate towards the east side of Erangel. But what did just happen there? Did he get shot or what?
I think he was getting shot because when we saw the minimap on the south side of Pochinki, we could see a lot of teams actually getting taken down as well. And Alice is playing right now.
Oh, Alice is playing right now. The super sub from Bigatron right here. Wow.
Okay, this is what most people were waiting for.
Yep.
Alice playing on her first professional match in the PMPL right now.
Who is she replacing? Is it
Microboy?
Microboy. Oh, she's replacing Microboy. So it's gonna be the first professional match for Bigatron Alice in PMPL 2020. We'll be seeing some of her action today. So let's hope that there will be a lot of action coming out from her.
Yeah, because this is her first match as well. But from Team Siren, they've lost one player already. Echo Zoo sent back to the lobby with Barrier quite low as well, getting to the compound, but at what cost right now? He needs healing. He needs to get items as well. Geek Fam, they have the higher ground advantage towards Team Siren. They may look for maybe 1 or 2 more kills, but EVOS gets the first point from Team Siren.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scrapping technique coming out from Floral here, and this is what I've been seeing lately. They're all dropping solos, trying to loot compounds quickly, but it's gonna cost them lives because they're dropping solo. It's gonna be a 1v2 situation if they somehow meet teams dropping as a group, and it's gonna be a hard defense system coming out from them. And now Louvre is just looting at Pochinki, of course. NFT is at the south side of Georgie, looting peacefully. With I think there's other team right in the west side of South Georgia. I think it's gonna be XCN.
Yeah, it should be XCN right now, but the teams here are playing quite passively as they already know the rotations from most big teams right now. And teams who are playing aggressively need to actually cut down their rotations and make sure they have a good position, maybe around Rozok, maybe around Ruins as well, as most teams rotate around that area. But right now you can see Team DG also taking down School and Apartment. They're going to move around towards the Ruins, maybe securing a few hills or maybe houses around that area.
Yeah, maybe rotating towards Rozok because right in the cross of the river, there's actually a house with a really strong position. They would, I think, they would love to hold that one off because if the circle is going towards that house, it's gonna be a really strong position to hold one. And Bigatron is just looting basically. Again, there's no one gonna be contesting Novo. They're gonna be having a good time here, and Zuxi is in the second position for the most kill, and I think it's
under Volker.
Under Volker, but of course both. I think Volker will be top off from the first position.
Yeah,
because,
by today.
Yeah, he's not gonna play today.
Because there's a 6-game gap between BTR and also teams from Group B with Boom as well.
Yep.
So Zuxi does have a chance to topple down Volker and maybe even get like #1 on all stats.
Yeah, correct. And
I mean, he is the world MVP.
Yeah, he's the world MVP, just like he said. Yeah. Just like he said. And Louvre has actually played quite well lately, but didn't find their own consistency. Maybe winning one chicken dinner and
dropping in the next game.
Yeah, dropping in the next game too soon. But yeah, the consistency is what they need to find right now. And Morph was also playing not quite well yesterday.
Yeah.
Although they won a chicken dinner, but only getting one chicken dinner and of course dropping out early in the game and the next game.
I mean, that's the problem with most teams right now. They can get away with a chicken dinner and the next game just get too soon. Or maybe like die at 14th position. The consistency still isn't there for most teams, although they can play good when they're on fire or when they get a good zone. But once they get a bad zone or they're maybe overhyped, they will die early on the game.
Yeah, because Chica, oh my god, as you can see, Dartmos is being shot by Siren Barrier. It's a really comfortable position for him. And as we can see, Geek is split up. They're dropping solos. One player even is now looting at Stalber. It's gonna be a long rotation to actually regroup, and of course Siren is actually doing the same strategy here, dropping solos, trying to loot everything for all of himself. So I don't think it's a good. It's actually a really good idea to do that.
Yeah, I mean for Team Siren right now and Team GeekFam, they have basically the same idea. They drop around Lipovka prison, as I mentioned, and just they go looting around that area, with Stalber being one of the destinations as well for Team GeekFam just now. But I mean, like getting caught in an early game, that's one of the main disadvantages of playing dropping solo or scrapping. But I mean, most strategies have disadvantages.
Yeah. Because you don't want to play with less players in the late game. It's gonna be a really hard one to play because you'll be facing a lot of teams with 4 players or maybe 3 players. Losing one in the early game, that means you're gonna lose another one in the mid game because it's gonna be a 3v4 situation or maybe 3v3 situation.
But I mean, like 3 members is the minimum you want to have when you enter like the 4th circle, 5th circle. With 2 members, it's a little bit too hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You have to play defensively. You have to actually go inside the circle and maybe just play for the placement points and maybe wait for teams to actually make mistakes. But as we can see right now, it's gonna be the calm before the storm in the flooded area. Alter Ego, I think it's gonna be their favorite drop position. They have already looted a lot of stuff, but again, they don't have a lot of healing prompt for the mid to late game.
Yeah, they're quite limited on healing as well, but for Team Alter Ego, I don't think they'll play the healing strat on Erangel.
Yeah,
they usually play more aggressive on Erangel.
Yeah, it's gonna be an impossible one to play in Erangel because it's a bigger island. It has a lot. It has more circles than Sandhawk because usually in Sandhawk the game ends at the 6th or maybe 5th circle because the island was too small. But Erangel, because the island is so big, they can actually finish the game at the 7th or 8th circle. And IOG is one of the team that needs to step up their game if they want to finish at the top 16 because right now they're actually on the bottom of the classmen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not gonna be a good idea. It's not gonna be a good start for them if they actually lost their one player here.
Because for IOG, they actually played quite well on day 1, where they actually got a chicken dinner as well on Sandhawk. But after that, they didn't really show any strong play as well, as they do play very, very aggressively. But sometimes they're playing too aggressive, over-aggressive, and lose their members early on in the game. Looking right now, Drandik's actually getting 1 airdrop around shooting range. That will be a very, very nice addition to their looting so far. Level 3 for all bags, helmet, and also armor. Also getting maybe weapon.
Oh, a ghillie suit.
Yeah. Maybe there's an M249 inside, which they will skip.
And the circle is going towards to the east of Erangel here, where Siren is holding out on Mansion right now. And there's actually a good compound in Mansion, the highest house in that area.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really strong position for them to hold if they have the right utility, because they'll need a lot of smokes to actually hold teams that want to
try push.
Yeah, that want to push that compound. So they'll need a lot of frag grenades and smokes to actually hold that position.
I mean, like every prime position will be swarmed by other teams as well, as they want the same position as well. High ground compound, it's like a perfect position on an open field. And most teams will just run towards that area, maybe take out their Uzis and just want to take down a team actually holding the compound.
Yeah, and still the calm before the storm, and as we can see, Louvre is just popping off some shots here towards the DG, but nothing gonna connect. And oh my god, Rexa is actually seeing Arrowwolf Potato trying to set up a crossfire, and XCN won't budge at all. They're just pushing their pedals, trying to escape from the conflict here. They don't want to lose their players again in the early games, as we can see Arrowwolf is actually on fire lately, getting a lot of kills. So it's a good idea to actually run out from the conflict. But oh my god, Arrowwolf will do the aggressive here. Potato is smashing towards the compound. There's actually 1 player in the 2nd floor right now and 1 player outside the house. Potato is gonna push. They're actually 2 players spraying down, not gonna connect. And now Potato is the one who's gonna be knocked down. Renaldo is too far away to do the refrag, and it was a solo push from Potato.
Well, you can see Renaldo actually getting 1 trade as well onto X-Curity. Aspal still looking for a flanking position, but I think the setup is not the best right now. 2-1, where 2 are moving forward, 1 is moving back up, but Hazelnuts does get a good knock onto Rexa, who has now need to be revived, and Spalf, I think they're just going to back off.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Oh, no, they're rushing.
They're gonna be pushing. Hazelnuts is running his car towards the compound and getting another knock for Arrow Wolf. And of course, Stuff will join the party here. Hazelnuts gonna confirm the kill. There are actually 2 players right now in the second floor. And Hazelnuts is cooking his frag grenade here, trying to throw it to the second floor, trying to connect. But XCN will react correctly. And Hazelnuts is gonna connect his second grenade, trying to connect all the players in the second floor. And now XCN will stand off, and the grenade will connect, and XCN will be eliminated.
Yes, XCN once again eliminated on the 16th position. XCN actually, when they get to the last circle, they're quite strong.
Yeah.
But their problem is their early game. They always die in the early game. But once they do get to late game, they're quite a strong team.
Yeah.
But once again, they have to go back to the lobby on 16th position, getting only 1 point from placements, also 1 point from kills.
Yeah. It was looking messy for Arrowwolf, I guess, because they were pushing solo again. They could actually push as a team, but as we could see, Potato was just pushing by himself, and that's why they lose 1 player. But it's a 1-4 trade. I think it's
Worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
For early game, right?
Yeah,
but,
for early game.
But they do have to play more carefully for the late game, especially on the mid game where they don't, where they can't lose any more members before entering the late game. The zone will be bouncing towards center probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, Naya right now is still covered by the zone and the open field as well.
Yeah, and I think Yasnaya is actually a good position to hold off right now
The end of
because
Yasnaya.
yeah, because
Oh.
Did it? And oh yeah, Morph is trying to spray down Dranix here, trying to scare them off from their compound. They don't want Dranix to come to their position again. This is the a good compound to hold, but I don't. Oh yeah, this is the highest compound in mentioned area. This is what I said earlier. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one to hold, but I think it's not gonna be the ends. It's not gonna be inside of the end circle, and Red Face is. Oh, what? What?
He jumped out of his own car and Dranix. Do they know that 1 member is actually down? And
Oh.
actually, Evos will get the kill onto Redface. Who I think mispress exit.
Yeah, what a blunder from Red Face there. Losing a life with that kind of accident is not a good way to actually go towards the mid game.
Right, we can see Geek Fam still holding out their compound near Dranix and also Evos, who have taken compounds on the open field as well, where Evos is taking the huge building as well right now. They're covering the warehouse, and also Team Dranix taking a small compound in center of circle as well.
Yeah, again, the calm before the storm. Onyx, I think Siren must have heard the noise from the Onyx car there, and now Gubu is trying to
Pump the wheels.
Yeah, pump the wheels here, so that Dranix cannot rotate their own cars. So they're just being a pain in the back here, because it's just they're just basically ruining Dranix's location. And oh, too easy! It's actually connecting some shots towards Liquid, but not gonna knock him out again. Just wasting the healing prompt from NFT Liquid.
Yeah, we can see his stats as well. 33 kills on rank 46, 9,000 damage on rank 20, and also 11 headshots on rank 18. Liquid, one of the aim stars from Team NFT as well. Right now, NFT is playing quite well. Yesterday, they got a double-digit kill chicken dinner as well, which really boosted up their points. And
Yep.
right now, they're fighting to actually stay in top 16.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight between NFT, Dranix, Bonafide, because they all have the same points. And oh, too easy, was in danger, but thankfully there's still a broken wall to be used to actually heal himself. And he needs to be careful. His second level helmet is actually broken right now. 1 more shots and it's gonna be gone for him.
You can see right now from Team Louvre, they're still holding out against Team number 9, holding out their bullets, and also Evos is getting taken down by Team BTR, who I think is right now holding out a ditch inside the open field as well. They're taking the ditch that's actually quite contested, but since BTR has taken it, I don't think anyone will go near that ditch.
Oh, it's gonna be a really hard rotation here for Evos.
Oh, they play aggressively right now.
They're playing really aggressively, and these 2 players from Evos don't stand a chance to be revived because they're really far away from their teammates, and Bigatron even punching Evos players here to their death here. And Bigatron will have the Evos compound, and Evos will have to play with 2 players for the late game.
Zikin is also panned out right now, sent back to the lobby with 15 teams remaining, also 54 individuals still alive in this game. We've only reached the 4th circle right now, but we've lost quite a few members already, 10 individuals in total.
Yep, and NFT will rotate early towards the circle here. We'll try to find a good compound to hold, because it's always a good idea to actually have compound in the late game. And NFT, Masgaga is gonna be the lurker, trying to have already scouted this area first. But it's not gonna be an enough compound for NFT, because it's a small one, and I think they're gonna be holding out this open field area.
Yeah. They'll be holding out the open field area where there's a low ground on under, but they have to move very carefully. Flippy will move with Whiskey as well, looking for a safest position, as Onyx have control over a very, very nice position ditch right now. They can shoot towards NFT. They also have to fight against Red right now, who's right behind them for Team NFT.
Oh, it's gonna be pinched down movement for NFT here. Red Rocket is just lurking right behind them, and a defensive smoke is gonna be thrown out, and NFT will bail out from the situation. They won't fight this fight right now because they want to play for the end game, and they're gonna reposition themselves, and Flippy will be taken down by DG Panko, who comes out from nowhere, and now Flippy is in a big trouble. There is gonna be a respawn for Liquid. Gonna connect 2 players with 1 clip.
Right now, Ziggy also being sent back to the lobby as Ondik has joined the fight, trying to pick off a few kills away from Team NFT, who have knocked down their opponent. Right now, we can see Lobre also losing their members in a huge fight against Team Morph. On each side of the map, we can see teams actually fighting out against other teams, and even Geek is being taken down by Team Bonafide, who's maybe taking out their compound.
Yeah, in this area, there will be a 3-way showdown, even a 4-way showdown. As Siren is coming right behind Onyx. They can actually get some backstab kills here, and Geek is trying to bail out from this situation. Turner will be taken down by NFT Masgaga, who comes out from his compound, and Turner will be knocked down! Masgaga will survive, getting 2 kills from this small compound. What a play for him!
Yeah, in this one small shack, he got 2 kills away from Team DJ. Right now, he's just going to try and smoke and Whiskey. Just prone, trying to look for vision around this area as well, with Avirlo on his AK and also times 4 scope, looking and scoping towards Team NFT. Masgaga is quite close towards one right now. Renare too open right now, being shot by Bubu, who has only 2 health left right now. Renare still holding out against Bubu, but he will survive so far. Bomb is being cooked right now. It's going to be thrown towards Renare as well.
Yeah, will it connect? Because it
should connect.
Yeah, it should connect. Bubu has already known the position of Renare, but it's too early. The grenade, and now Alice is trying to find Rocky. He's gonna be knocked down. Red Kings here is too far away. It's gonna be a push for Kings here. Alice is trying to revive, but she's gonna open the angle, and Alice will find 2 kills. It was a really good play for her to actually survive the match, and there's actually Masgaga coming out from behind her back, and Alice will need to fight this, and she's gonna connect another one, but a grenade coming from Masgaga, I guess. I think she didn't realize the grenade coming from Masgaga.
No,
but
she didn't realize it, but the bomb was such perfect play coming from Masgaga, just taking down all the members from BTR, but Alice, she held out really, really well. She took down 2 members from Team Red. She even took out Masgaga, who was on a one-on-one situation with her, but she held out quite well, even though BTR has to go back to lobby on the 11th position.
Yeah, she responded to that push really well, and getting all of her enemies. Not if only the grenade
didn't connect.
Yeah, didn't connect. Maybe Alice would survive. And now Aerowolf is still surviving, throwing defensive smokes here to actually go inside the circle. There are actually 2 teams waiting inside the circle, so it's gonna be a sandwich position for Aerowolf. So
we can see right now from Team Morph also being taken down one by one. Their members have been back to lobby, but Aerowolf is being taken down as well. JXC has been taken down by IOG right now. IOG are taking down Team Morph one by one, and JXC has been sent back to the lobby as well.
Yeah, Aerowolf has given out their position by shooting towards Dranix. So it's there's gonna be an idea, and Morph will be just waiting outside the circle. IOG is actually holding out their rotation right now. Omega is trying to move his car here, trying to find a comfortable position inside the circle, and IOG will be knocking out players from Morph here.
You can see right now Team Dranix actually trying to look for some space inside the zone, where Aerowolf is right behind them, but in front of also Team NFT, who is fighting against Team EVOS, and EVOS is sent back to the lobby on the 10th position by Team NFT. Airwolf still holding out as well against Team Alter Ego, who have just entered the circle. 9 teams remaining, 29 still alive. And we can see right now Alter Ego, Bonafide, Onyx, Dranix still have 4 members, and Morph has been sent back on the 9th position.
Yeah, I think their rotation route is going to be pulled back by IOG, and Omega, I think, will be knocked down by the zone, but most of the players from IOG managed to actually get inside the circle. As you can see, Onyx is struggling to hold out their position as they are getting sandwiched from each of their direction here.
Yeah, we can see right now Arrow also in a pinch. Gangstar also taken down by Team Siren. Ray 2000 getting a good headshot onto IOG. Right now we can see 8 teams alive and 26 still alive right now, with Dranix Mozart still looking for information. He's in center of circle, so he can move around freely with one small cliff in front of him.
Yeah, and it's gonna be an open field aim game, I guess. There's not gonna be a single compound inside the circle. It's gonna be an up and front battle for all of the teams.
Yeah, we can see right now NFT, they do have prime position. Rancid is already found out. He's going to be bombed out by Nick, who's sending him back to the lobby on the 8th position for Team IOG.
And I think all the teams will get close and personal here because it's going to be a small circle right now. As we can see, NFT is getting a pretty good position to hold out. They're splitting out as well, so that they can still look at a lot of angle. And now KP is trying to connect, and Arrowwolf needs to push inside the circle. But Kryzen here is already having a good position to hold out. Arrowwolf is getting sandwiched, and Dranix will push Arrowwolf, and he's going to be spraying down, connected some of the shots. But Arrowwolf is saved by the smokes.
Yeah, is out, but gets a good trade towards Ochup, who is being taken down right now. But Ryzen Sky looking for them trading as well. He sprays down 1 member, 2 members taken down. Maybe Valve does run into the smoke and just prones inside the smoke, being unable to be shot from any angle. But right now, Coppenly is also taking down members from Team NFT, who have the best position inside the zone.
Yeah, 1 player is knocked down. It's not going to be good news for them. But Siren doesn't realize there's actually Coppenly shooting at him. And of course, oh, it's actually Bonafide who's... Oh, yeah, it's Coppenly getting the kill from Siren, and it's going to be a push from Nick, and he's going to be knocked down. Kryzen is still waiting Arrowwolf to actually knock down, and they're going to be eliminated in the 15th position. And now NFT and Dranix are actually up close and personal towards each other.
Yeah, we can see right now Team Dranix actually quite close against Team NFT, right in front of them, but they do have a small hill right now.
Yep.
Used to close out their angle of shots, but right now we can see members are still falling down, and Alter Ego still has 4 members. Although they weren't very active in the fight, they actually got 4 kills, and they're still alive with 4 members. They have probably the biggest chance in getting a winner chicken dinner if they can make it to the zone.
Yeah, and FD is also having a lot of kills right now. It's going to be a nice chicken dinner to have with those kills right now. And Bonafide, there's actually a backstab coming from Dranix. It's going to be a slow push from Dranix, I guess.
Step by step right now coming in from Dranix, and they're still looking for position as well. The bomb has been thrown. What can we see right now? NFT is still looking for some positions open in front of him, and Lizer does take down Bonafide, and Bonafide will go back to lobby on the 4th position right now. 3 teams remaining. Alter Ego does 4 members of Nasgaga with a nice spray towards Alter Ego, taking down 2 members, quite low right now, but not quite knocking them out at the moment.
Yeah, he's done a lot of damage, but not the kills here from Masgaga. And Dranix with a good backstab, they're getting Bonafide. As we can see, Kryzen is trying to get more of them. And now, again, slow but surely here by Dranix, just proning towards NFT, and Liquid will be revived. It's gonna be still 3 players coming from NFT, but the smokes will save them from the push for Dranix. And Dranix Lizer will actually get Alter Ego's here. Spraying down will try to confirm the kill, but not gonna connect anything. I think Hans will actually will be able to revive Smith in that position, and Hans will actually connect. Oh, what a spray down from Lizer, getting 2 knocked down from this position.
He's just trying to spray the smoke, looking for some members of the Alter Ego who are in the page, almost getting 3 members right now. Hero's being taken down quite low. Spray coming in from Lizer, trying to look for members of Team Alter Ego who are quite in the page right now between NFT and also Team Dranix.
Yeah, he's just basically wasting his max here, trying to connect something, spraying through the smoke. Heroes is actually connected by some of the shots from Lizer here. Again, it's just basically a spraying field here for a Lizer, but 1 player from Dranix, Mozart, is getting knocked down by NFT here, who finally realized Dranix is actually right behind of them. And Masgaga finally getting 1, but Kryzen from his position will respond, getting the refrag early on. And Masgaga, I think, will be confirmed kill here from Kryzen, and Whiskey is trying to reflect, but it's gonna be too risky to actually revive Masgaga right now. A defensive smoke have been thrown from Whiskey, and Kryzen, I think, is gonna do some flanking, but Whiskey somehow managed to be revived by, Masgaga is somehow finally revived, and as you can see right now, Liquid, what a push from him, Badru! They need to push across the road, and Badru will be caught by Liquid as well.
Yes, and we can see Liquid just destroying Team Alter Ego, leaving only one member left alive, and NFT do have 12 kills right now. That's a lot of kills, and the battle is still not done yet. Liquid still looking for Smith, who's still hiding inside the smoke. Granix with 2 members, Alter Ego with 1, and NFT with 3 members left alive. And right now you can see NFT just pushing towards the center of the circle, making sure they have the highest point of the circle right now. Smith just hoping that the team die first.
Yeah, he's just waiting for these two teams actually fight. Oh my god. Oh, Lyzerk is gonna see Smith spraying down. Smith doesn't even realize, taking quite a while for Lyzerk to actually take down Smith there. And now it's gonna be NFT against Ranix in the late game.
Right now, Lyzerk just changes MK, but Whiskey does get taken down. Kryzen gets taken down as well. Granix is trying to turn the tides around. Only one member left alive. Liquid right now being pushed by 2 members of Team Granix, but getting one right. Wrong way. Getting one trade as well. And who got a chicken dinner? Is it Granix?
Is it Dranix? I don't know. I didn't see.
It's Dranix right now. They have 9 total kills, turning the tide around against Team NFT, and what a nice winner chicken dinner coming in for Dranix.
Yeah, it was a really messy late game that we saw there, because